The first creature on this list is so small, you could place thousands of them on a grain of sand. But size has nothing to do with what it can survive. Meet the tardigrade, often called the water bear. Under normal conditions, it looks harmless. A microscopic, 8-legged creature crawling slowly through droplets of water. But when the environment becomes hostile, the tardigrade does something extraordinary. It shuts down. Its body dries out almost completely, curling into a tiny protective shell called a tun-state. Inside that shell, its metabolism drops to nearly zero. And in this form, the tardigrade can survive things that kill almost every other organism on Earth. Temperatures near absolute zero, boiling heat, crushing pressure from the deep ocean, radiation levels that would destroy human DNA. Scientists have even sent tardigrades into outer space, exposed directly to the vacuum and radiation of space. Many of them survived. Months later, when water returned, they simply woke up, as if nothing had happened. This is secret science. And the deeper we go into Earth's extremes, the stranger life becomes 2 miles beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean. The seafloor cracks open. From those cracks pour towering columns of superheated water called hydrothermal vents. The water blasting from them can reach temperatures above 80 degrees Celsius, hotter than most. Animals could survive for even seconds, and yet something lives there. Clinging to the sides of these vents is a creature called the Pompeii worm. Its tail sits inside, water hot enough to cook most life instantly, while its head stretches into much cooler ocean currents. That alone would be extreme. But the worm has another secret. Its entire body is covered in thick layers of bacteria that act like a living thermal shield, protecting it from the heat. Scientists believe this strange partnership is the only reason the worm can survive temperatures that should destroy it. But heat isn't the only extreme life has conquered, because somewhere on Earth, an animal survives something far more destructive than fire. It survives death itself. Most living things move in only one direction through time: birth, growth, aging, and eventually death. But one small jellyfish appears to have found a way to break that rule. It's called Torratopsis dohrnii, better known as the immortal jellyfish. When this jellyfish is injured, starving, or facing death, it does something no other animal can do. Instead of dying, it reverses its life cycle. Its cells transform and reorganize, turning the adult jellyfish back into its earliest life stage, a tiny polyp attached to the ocean floor. From there, it begins growing again. In theory, this process could repeat over and over, allowing the jellyfish to escape aging entirely, a biological reset button. But while reversing time might sound like the ultimate survival trick, some creatures survive something even more brutal, because the next animal on this list doesn't cheat death. It simply freezes solid and waits for spring. In the forests of North America, winter brings a problem. Most animals can't survive. Temperatures drop far below freezing. Water turns to ice, and inside living cells, ice is usually fatal. When water freezes, sharp crystals tear through tissues and organs. For most creatures, that damage is permanent. But the wood frog evolved an almost impossible solution. As winter approaches, its body floods with a natural antifreeze, a sugar called glucose that slows the formation of deadly ice crystals. Then something extraordinary happens. Its heart stops beating, its breathing stops. Nearly 70% of the water in its body freezes solid. For months, the frog becomes a block of living ice beneath the snow. No heartbeat, no movement. But when spring arrives and the ice melts, the frog's heart starts beating again, blood flows, and within hours, it hops away. Yet while freezing might sound extreme, some creatures survive heat that should cook them instantly. The Sahara Desert is one of the harshest environments on Earth. During the day, sand temperatures can exceed 70 degrees Celsius, deadly for most insects. Yet, during the hottest part of the day, something emerges from the sand. The Sahara silver ant. Instead of hiding from the heat, This ant runs directly into it. Its body is covered in microscopic silver hairs that reflect sunlight like mirrors, preventing it from overheating. It's also incredibly fast, becoming one of the fastest ants ever recorded, sprinting across the sand to scavenge insects that died in the heat. But it can only stay above ground for a few minutes. Then it vanishes back into cooler tunnels underground, which raises a question. If life can survive freezing winters and scorching deserts, how far can it go? Because the next creature survives somewhere even more extreme. If you're enjoying this, subscribe for weekly science mysteries. And tell me, what do you think is the harshest environment life could possibly survive in? Because the deeper scientists explore Earth's extremes, the more they realize life is far tougher than we imagined. Nearly 26,000 feet below the ocean's surface, sunlight disappears completely. This is the Hadal Zone, the deepest trenches on Earth. Pressure here is more than 1,000 times greater than at sea level, enough to crush most animals instantly. Yet drifting through this darkness is a strange fish. The deep-sea snailfish, its soft, flexible body, prevents the pressure from crushing it, while special molecules called piacelytes stabilize its cells. For decades, scientists believed vertebrate life couldn't survive this deep. Then cameras captured snailfish living over 8,000 meters below the surface, far deeper than fish were ever expected to survive. But while surviving the deepest ocean trenches is remarkable, the next creature survives something even rarer. A life spent in permanent darkness, deep beneath the planet itself. 2 miles beneath the surface of the Earth, sunlight has never existed. No plants grow here. No oxygen flows through the rock. Just narrow cracks filled with ancient groundwater that has been sealed away for millions of years. For a long time, scientists believed nothing complex could survive in this environment. Then they found something moving, a microscopic roundworm, now known as the devil worm. This creature lives deeper underground than any other known animal on Earth. Temperatures here can reach nearly 50 degrees Celsius, and oxygen is almost non-existent. Yet the worm survives by feeding on bacteria living in the surrounding rock. Entire ecosystems, hidden miles beneath our feet. Life existing in darkness that predates human civilization. But if survival deep underground seems rare, the next creature lives somewhere even more unlikely. At the edge of the planet's coldest waters, the southern ocean surrounding Antarctica is so cold that seawater hovers just above its freezing point. Most fish would die instantly if ice crystals formed inside their blood. But the Antarctic icefish solved that problem millions of years ago. Its blood contains special antifreeze proteins. These proteins bind to tiny ice crystals before they can grow large enough to damage cells. But the icefish's adaptations go even further. Unlike almost every other vertebrate on Earth, it has no hemoglobin in its blood. Its blood is nearly transparent. Instead, the fish relies on the extremely cold water's ability to hold more dissolved oxygen, absorbing it directly through its skin and bloodstream. A strange biological workaround that only functions in one of the coldest oceans on the planet. But surviving cold water is only part of the story, because the next creature survives somewhere far more violent. Deep along the ocean floor, hydrothermal vents erupt like underwater volcanoes. These vents release superheated water, loaded with toxic chemicals like hydrogen sulfide, a substance lethal to most animals. Yet towering above these vents are strange red-tipped creatures known as giant tubeworms. Some grow over 2 meters long, and they survive without something most life depends on. They have no mouth and no digestive system. Instead, the worms contain billions of symbiotic bacteria inside their bodies. Those bacteria convert the vent's toxic chemicals into energy through a process called chemosynthesis, essentially turning poison into food. It's a completely different foundation for life, one that doesn't rely on sunlight at all, which raises a powerful implication. If life can thrive in total darkness, feeding on chemicals instead of sunlight, then similar ecosystems might exist far beyond Earth. But even among these survivors, one creature still stands apart. High in the Himalayas, at altitudes above 22,000 feet, oxygen levels drop to nearly half of what they are at sea level. Temperatures plunge below freezing, and powerful winds scour the barren rock. Very few animals can survive here. Yet hidden among the cliffs lives the Himalayan jumping spider, the highest known permanent resident animal on Earth. It hunts tiny insects blown upward by mountain winds, surviving in conditions that challenge even human climbers. At these heights, every breath is difficult, but somehow life still finds a way. And that's only what we've uncovered so far. But here's the part that stays with you. If life can survive all of this on Earth, where else in the universe do you think it could exist? What's your theory? This is Secret Science, and the next mystery is already waiting for you.